Hi, good morning, everybody. Welcome to yoga. I'm excited to share with you today's practice and even this whole entire week, just sort of the themes of this week that I've been coming alive with, coming into thinking less about the things that can drag us down and instead affirming all that is really good, not just in the world around us, but within ourselves, and really learning to stand in our presence and take ownership of who we are from a really positive and life-affirming practice. And I love that we can come to the mat to kind of practice some of those things that we apply to life. And today's class is going to be all around standing in your presence, kind of owning yourself in posture, and then using that confidence on the mat to transform your life outside of the practice and really show up in the world. I think especially when things are uncertain, we tend to question maybe even ourselves and how we're handling something or not handling something. And so I want to shift today into more of a powerful presence of who we are and then how we can take that into our lives. So I'm going to have you start on your mat, but standing up at the very front of your mat. And as usual, the class will not be posture with me. I will just guide you. And the reason why I feel so strongly about that is I think that we, especially American yoga, get very caught up in what our bodies should look like. And I want you to find a relationship with yourself where you're listening to the subtleties of your physical form, and you know when to back off and you know when to give more. And it's not about watching me or any other teacher. It's really about learning that you are your greatest teacher. I'm just sort of walking you down a path, and you get to decide what you look at and where you go and what sensations come into you on the mat, just as if we were walking together on a path. So find yourself there. I'm going to turn off my camera, and I'll be back at the end to close up the practice. So enjoy. All right. Get long here. Get tall. Feel your feet connect deeply into your mat, like all 10 toes pressed down. Your legs are these strong pillars that hold you up, that carry you throughout the world, day by day. And then notice the shoulders. Just allow them to fall down. And then lengthen your neck here. Yeah, get taller. Feel yourself coming into a posture of presence. A posture that affirms all that you are. Your strength, your confidence, your ability to show up. The very light that you are. Stand in it in all of your glory. Hold your body with this sense of knowing, I am. Maybe start to get even taller here. Years ago, I read the most beautiful statement by Marianne Williamson, who teaches, like, who are we to think that we shouldn't shine with the fear of maybe making somebody uncomfortable in all of our strength or all of our light. We are meant to shine. We are meant to be big and bold and to show up. Start to extend your arms up towards the sky. This particular posture is called extended mountain. And a mountain is so symbolic because if you think about what a mountain endures, and yet the presence is there. There's hail and lightning and blizzard conditions and wind, and yet there's presence. So find yourself in that same energy of showing up with positive, strong energy. Maybe the pinkies start to rotate inward just a little bit, and there's this subtlety in your heart. It begins to lift. Take a long breath in here. And then when you exhale, just fold softly over bent legs and just let your arms dangle. Come into this fold. Knees are probably bent. You might move here just a little bit. And now slide your hands to your shins and look forward. Start to open your beautiful eyes. And when you exhale, fold down again. Do that one more time. Come up halfway, take a long breath in, and then fold. We're going to come up slow just once. We'll start to bring a little bit more energy into the practice. When you get to the very top and you're upright again, find the presence, find it again. Shoulders fall down, legs strong, breath is smooth, and you're really tall. Extend your arms up again, take a long breath in, maybe even gaze up. And when you exhale, fold over your legs and just melt. Slide your hands halfway up, look forward, take a breath, and then fold down again. Here's where we get more active. Inhale, reach up, rise, look up, full breath. And when you exhale, melt over those straightish legs. Just a half sun here. Take a halfway lift and a fold. And now with that power and energy, rise up, reach up, look up, take a breath, and fold over the legs that might start to become a little straighter. You'll come up halfway and you'll fold again. Reach and rise, use your breath. And lay your body down as you let go of the breath. Find space halfway. Surrender back down. Big breath reaches, rises. You look up, you find the presence. And then you fold over your legs. And just continue like that. A couple more rounds. Finding this connection to your breath here. It becomes this dance. Remember, the definition of yoga is union. And as we fire up the breath in harmony with our movements, we find that union. We find that deep connection to the very life that moves through us. So beautiful. Take one more cycle through. Extending the arms high, folding over, taking the halfway lift, and I'll meet you in a fold. We're going to add on. Take a halfway lift and a forward fold. Let your hands find the mat and step your right foot way back. The heel will stay up, left knee bends. Bring your torso up with your arms above your head, just like the mountain pose. Just the upper body is in that mountain shape, and the lower body, the left knee is bent and the right leg is straight. You're pushing that heel of the right foot to the back edge of your mat. It's just a crescent lunge. We call it a high lunge. And then we settle into the left leg that's bent and strong. And we start to feel. We start to feel that fire in the body. And of course, there will be thoughts that will come in and they show up. And our work is to affirm our presence, our intention here. The two most powerful words in any language is I am. So as you hold this posture, feel as though that statement of I am And whatever you say after it, you are inviting and welcoming in. So I am strong. I am confident. I am powerful. Take a full breath in. Let your hands float down to the mat. They'll frame your left foot. You'll shift forward right away and lift your right leg in a standing split. Here's where we go with this. Maybe you're used to leaving your hands on the mat. Take a finger away. Take 2 fingers, 3, 5, 10. Hold the standing split. Show up in the posture. Own it. Take a breath in and bring your feet together in a fold. A halfway lift creates space, feet are solid, and an exhale, you fold. Hands frame the right foot this time, left foot steps way back, push into the heel, and use the power of your legs to reach and rise. And now settle. Cultivate that breath again. Come into owning it. Come into the I am of who you are in this pose. You are strong. You are powerful. You are capable. Sink into that bent right leg. Push into the left heel. Take a long breath in. Now let your hands float down to the mat. Push forward into your right leg as your left leg lifts, and take a finger away. Take 5 fingers away. Take 10. Stay in the posture. Have presence in the standing split. Take a breath in, and your feet come together and you fold. Let's add on to this sequence. Take a halfway lift and a forward fold. Now bend your knees and hover your tail over that invisible chair. Bring your arms up by your ears. Peek down at your toes. Lift them as you sink into the heels. This is often referred to as a very intense pose, maybe the most intense. It's chair pose. We sink again and we feel the presence of the posture. Easiest way to stay in the presence of a posture, the presence of an argument, the presence of physical pain, is to breathe. Use the tool. Sink a little bit more. One more breath cycle and then we're going to add on. Next, inhale, drive the body as high as you can back to that extended mountain. Reach up, rise up, look. Now bend your elbows and exhale. Perfect. Recreate length here. Reach up. Fold over your legs. Take a halfway lift. Now fold. Step your right foot back. Your next in-breath, you come up to the crescent lunge. Settle on your exhale. Find the presence. Take a breath in. Let your hands float down to the floor. Shift forward into that left leg. Lift your right. Let go of the fingers. And exhale, feet come together and you fold. On your next in-breath, have a seat in that imaginary chair. Settle on your exhale. Inhale, reach and rise. Exhale, bend your elbows. Reach and rise, take a breath. Fold over your legs, let it go. Hands find the mat, this time left foot steps back. Inhale, reach up, find the lunge, settle on your exhale. Own it and take a breath in. Let your hands float to the floor. Shift forward, lift that back leg high to the sky. Now bring them together and fold. We go again. Bend your knees, inhale, have a seat in the chair. Exhale, sink low, own it. Inhale, the I am, reach and rise. Bend your elbows and exhale. Reach up, fold over your legs. Right foot steps back. You inhale, reach and rise. Now settle on your exhale, get low. Take a breath in. Let your hands float to the floor. Shift forward and launch the back leg. Let your fingers leave the mat. Trust yourself. Feet come together and you fold. Bend your knees, inhaling to most intense pose. Chair, settle on your exhale. Inhale, reach and rise. Find length and presence. Now bend your elbows and give it away. Recreate length. Fold over your legs. Last time through, left leg steps back. We inhale to the crescent lunge. And then you settle on your exhale. Take a breath. Hands float down. Find the launch. Lift your fingers. Trust. Feet come together. And you stay. And you breathe. The beautiful warm-up of the body, connecting with the breath, is a great way to start a practice. We feel union here with our breath. We're going to come back to the chair pose. So bend your knees. Bring your arms by your ears, unless your back hurts, and then just let them drape down your side. But get low into your legs. Really find that presence. Find your breath here. Beautiful. Take one more breath cycle. When you inhale, you will reach and rise, and your right knee will lift with you. It's one-legged mountain pose. So we change this pose by standing only on our left leg, but can we still have presence? Gaze at something. Extend your arms high. Breathe here. Beautiful. Now trust me here. Trust yourself. Take a breath in. When you exhale, bring your right leg through and back. Reach forward with your arms. You're still standing on your left leg, but now you are in a warrior three. Arms are forward. Right leg is extending back. You're almost parallel to the floor. And if you waver, but try to come into that solid presence of the posture. One more breath here in warrior three. And now inhale, bring your right knee through and up, one-legged mountain pose, arms are high. And then when you exhale, right foot lowers, hands come down and eyes close. And we let it go. And we take a breath in, knowing that wherever we're at in the practice is perfect. You're exactly where you need to be. You are exactly who you are today on the mat. And let the exhale take any question of that. Now bend your knees again and find the chair. Settle in. We have two sides. Sink low. Remember, if the back is tender here, just bring the arms down by your side. And can you find your breath again? Beautiful. Next inhale, you will reach and rise, and your left knee comes with you, and you hold one-legged mountain pose. Still maintaining that presence, that strength, that intention to be, the affirmation of who you are. Take a long breath in here. And start to reach forward as your left leg reaches back, parallel to the floor. The eyes will be going to the floor. You're suspended, parallel, warrior three. Beautiful. Now inhale, sweep the left leg through, one-legged mountain pose. Hold it, be with it. And when you exhale, lower your left, lower your eyes, and let your arms come down by your side. We play with these postures to challenge us, to have those thoughts of questioning to arise so that we can come back into the intention and the affirmation of who you are. You are not defined at all by your ability to stand on one leg. Rather, it is your presence. It's how you show up in the pose, in the difficulty, in the challenge. Next, inhale, reach your arms up high and take a breath in. And when you exhale, fold over your legs. Plant your hands and step both feet back to what we call a plank pose. It looks like a push-up. And for your body today, you might decide dropping to the knees is your best option. It's not about it being a certain way. It's what is right for you. So as you hold this position, can you find the presence in it? Are your fingers spread wide? Are you with your breath? Are you affirming all that you are? Take one more breath in. And then find upside down, V-shaped, downward facing dog. And breathe. And take your right leg and reach it high. And then just gracefully or not, bring your right foot forward between your hands, and you're gonna spin your back foot, your left one, diagonally. But make sure that your hips stay facing forward, your belly faces forward, your heart faces forward, and come up to those same mountain-shaped arms. Framing your head, we call this position Warrior One. And there's a presence in it just within its name, within how we are facing forward with our heart leading the way, and we're sinking into that bent right leg, but not forgetting about what's behind us, the left. For most of us, we have to widen our stance here in order for that left hip to fully reach forward as the right hip fully reaches back so that the pelvis is forward. Now sink into the bent right leg without losing pressure in the left. Find the presence here. One of the most powerful poses is warrior, a symbol of strength, endurance, no matter what is happening in our worlds. We show up. Perfect. Take your palms and press them together and draw them into your heart. Keep your legs just as they are, and now turn your fingers forward. Extend your arms out in front. Keep your palms touching. Keep a bend in your right leg. We're coming into this beautiful series that comes from Kundalini tradition, which is about taking the power within you and bringing about energy there. This knowing of strength, who you are. Palms are together. Thumbs are up. You're just looking through the thumbs there, right there in front. Now begin to take your left hand and pull it back as if you're pulling an arrow, as the right hand remains the bow. When you inhale, bring your palms back to touch. And when you exhale, pull that left elbow way back. Let your belly rotate with it. Come back to touch. This is very deliberate here. Pull back. Exhale, touch. Pull back. Keep your eyes aimed at your right thumb. Bring your hands to touch. Pull back. Bring them to touch. Pull back. What is it that you affirm? Touch. Now start to bring into your mind mantra of I am. When you exhale, repeat something positive. When you inhale, pull back, I am. And when you exhale, speak it. 5 more. Inhale, I am. Exhale, I am. Exhale, I am. Exhale. 1 more. Now pull back and stay. Left elbows to the back. I know the legs are speaking a beautiful language here. Look at your right thumb. Begin to draw a line with your right thumb up to the ceiling. Start to straighten your right leg. You find all of this space in this reverse triangle, sky archer posture. Feel that. Now let your arms just come down by your side as you stand tall. Both legs are straight. Bring your left foot in just a tiny bit, maybe 6 inches. Hips are still facing forward. Bring your hands to your hips, your waist. Pull your elbows back behind you. That forces the heart to lead forward. Spine's long. See if you can get longer. Maybe tuck your chin slightly so that there's space in the back of your neck. Take a breath in here. Start to fold forward over that straight right leg. Let your hands find the right leg. Maybe they find the floor. So we come into this pyramid pose. Maybe the forehead can rest upon the right knee. Maybe not. Breathe. Breathe. Folding over that right leg, coming into pyramid pose, feeling the stretch. Draw your right hip back just an inch. Feel that. Now start to bend your right knee so that your hands can frame the right foot. Shift the weight forward into the right leg and begin to lift your left back to that standing split. We're going to play here. Begin to tuck your right hip under, letting the left hip roll. Notice how your left hand naturally wants to leave the mat. Let it reach up towards the ceiling. We're in what we call half moon. So the right hand is down, right leg is straight, left arm is to the sky, the heart is to the left, the hips are rolled open, and now you can stay just as you are, or begin to lift your right hand off the mat, maybe one finger, maybe all 5, but breathe. So beautiful. Take a breath in. Begin to close everything up. Let your left foot come next to your right. You'll be in a forward fold at the top of your mat. Beautiful. Now bend your knees again. Come into the chair, that invisible chair behind you. This is our last chair. Sink as low as you can. Own the pose. Beautiful. Drop an inch. And now inhale, reach and rise. Fold over your legs. Hands find the mat, both feet step back. We come back to the plank pose, that powerful abdominal engagement. Take the knees, take the toes, you pick, but find it. Bring your eyes slightly forward. Take a long breath in here. And when you exhale, find downward facing dog or that upside down V shape. Your left leg will lift this time. You'll take a long breath in. And when you exhale, bring it forward between your hands. Now your right foot will plug into the mat, the whole foot. It'll be at a diagonal. Remember, everything is facing forward here. Your hips, your belly, your heart, your eyes. Start to bring your body up. Find the mountain expression of the arms so they're high above you. You're bent into the left leg, but don't forget about what's behind you, your right leg. Sink into the pose. So we really find the presence here in Warrior One. We really find our strength. We use our breath to center us. We might use mantra to remind us. Beautiful. Take a couple more breath cycles here. And now press your palms together and draw them to your heart. Come back to that I am, that intention, that affirmation. No matter what's going on in the world, One of the most profound practices that we can have is to figure out who we are, to speak it, even if it's something we desire, to act as if, to know as if it is. Keep your palms pressed together, but turn your fingers forward. Now shoot out that bow in front of you. Straighten your arms. Gaze between your thumbs. That's it. That's where we're aiming. Start to pull the right elbow back. Let the belly follow. And now bring your hands back to touch. Keep a bend in your left leg. Pull way back. And bring them back to touch. Let's add the breath. Inhale, pull, I am. Exhale, speak it. Let your hands touch. Do it again, pull back. Let them touch. Pull way back. Let them touch. I am. Let them touch. 2 more. I am. I am. Now pull all the way back with the right elbow. Start to draw a line towards the sky with your left as your left leg straightens and we get that space of sky archer. Breathe. Now straighten your spine, bring your hands to your hips, maybe reset everything. Make sure your right hip is going forward as your left hip is pulling back so that everything's forward. And then squeeze your elbows behind you. That forces the heart to lead the way. Take a breath in. And start to hinge forward over that straight left leg. Let your hands find the left leg or perhaps the floor. We come into this pyramid pose to surrender back down. To find some strength and lengthen the legs, pull the left hip back. Beautiful. Now bend your left knee. Take your hands to the mat. Lift your right leg. We've been here, standing split to start. Now start to tuck under your left hip as you stack the right on top. Your right hand will naturally want to leave the mat. Now begin to reach it up towards the ceiling. Half moon, left hand can stay. Perhaps when you get in the pose with presence, the left fingers can begin to lift a little bit. Breathe. Take a long breath in. Bring everything down to stay. And you fold. Almost there, my friends. Begin to peel your body up. Take a giant step back with your left leg. You'll turn to that longer edge of your mat. Bring your heels in and your toes out. Start to bend your knees and slide down into what we call a goddess position or a horse position. But the knees are bent, the legs are wide. Bring your hands to your heart again. Let your thumbs touch your sternum. Close your eyes. Find the presence here. This is our last working posture. And remember, when those times of challenge arise, whether it's an internal challenge, an external challenge, the affirming of who we are in the midst of it is powerful. As you continue to breathe here, maybe allowing the hips to drop just a little bit more. Start to come back to that affirmation intention, I am, and finish it. Whatever you speak after I am, you are welcoming into your experience. And the more we speak positively, the more we create that experience. And that's a powerful thing. And the same holds true. The more we speak, I am exhausted, I am stressed, I am overwhelmed, we create more experiences. We welcome more of that in. So flip it. I am strong. I am confident. I am powerful. I am light. A couple more breaths. Keep your hands pressed as you rise up, straightening your left and your right leg. Turn your toes forward. Now tee out your arms. Take a breath in and fold over your wide legs. Let your hands find the mat. Just allow your upper body to fold. And then shift a little bit, maybe to the toes, maybe to the heels. Find a sensation that feels the best for you and stay. Begin to bend your knees so softly that you can peel your body back upright. You'll just turn towards the front of your mat and step your left to meet your right. Then go ahead and crouch down onto the mat and have a seat. Take your legs wide here in a big V shape. You might have to pick your body up just a little bit, readjust the sit bones, move the goodness out of the way so that your sitting bones, your butt bones can fully connect to the mat. Legs are wide. If you have a tender back, keep your hands behind you with straight arms and upright spine. If your back feels relatively good today, bring your hands in front. Wherever you're at, take a long breath in and lower your chin to your chest and exhale. You can stay just like this, or depending on your back, you might begin to fold forward. It might be an inch or two, it might be 6. You might have the ability to fold all the way into the floor. It doesn't matter. You're not defined by your ability here. It doesn't describe your worth if you can fold to the floor. That's just a notion. What do you feel in the pose? How can you show up in the pose? Are you loving to yourself in the pose? Are you kind? Are you affirming your truth? And just breathe. And letting the head fall maybe just a little bit more, allowing the mind to become quiet. And now, as slow as you can, start to rebuild the spine. Keep your eyes closed maybe, and then just allow your body to melt onto the mat. Bring your knees into your chest. Maybe rock and roll side to side, maybe open and close your knees, your hips. Then lower your feet to the mat. Bring them to the outer edges of the mat. Knees will stay high. Go ahead and tee out your arms, palm face up. Take a breath in here. And when you exhale, drop your knees over to the left. Notice that your head knows exactly where to go. Beautiful. Draw your knees back up to center. Take them over to the right. Turn your head to the left, or wherever it feels that it needs to be. And breathe. Bring your knees back up to center. Walk your feet close together. Let the soles seal together as your knees open, allowing the hips to release. Place your right hand on your belly. The symbol of our stomach area is our truth. It's our relationship with ourselves. It is where personal power comes. It's where confidence, self-esteem, a true knowing. The color of this energy center is a bright yellow. It's so bright and bold. This is where that I am statement, it comes from there. My ability to make a decision, to act on the decision, to show up in the world. And then place your left hand on your heart, these two areas together. The truth of our spirit, the essence of who we are, comes from deep within our heart, our spirit. And when these two are aligned, we are so powerful. We are so assured of ourselves, and powerful not in the way where we obtain things or we are greedy or we take advantage, but powerful in being of service, powerful in being compassionate, powerful in being a person of light in the world. Vibrant power. And this beautiful truth of who you are. And just feel your body alive, connected to that inner essence of your I am. You can stay here for as long as your body wishes. You can begin to open your eyes, take some movement, some deep breaths, whatever feels good. And take a breath in of gratitude for the practice, for the chance to connect, to find union with who you are. And the most beautiful gift of this practice is when we roll up our mat, we go out and we do something with it. We're kinder, we're more patient, we're more present. That's the gift of the practice. So take it, do something good with it today, make a difference in someone's life today. As always, it is such an honor to share space with you, to breathe with you, to guide you. I'm so grateful for every single person in my tribe. I'm grateful for the love and the support, the encouragement, I absolutely feel and receive all that is good. So thank you for being in my life, and I'll see you really soon. Take care of yourself.